I'm just like you. I love me some Harbor Freight. I think they got some of the best bang for the buck equipment out there, and the quality level has just been going through the roof. Since I started this channel back in 2015, started covering Harbor Freight then, they were the old school Harbor Freight, and then they started releasing the Bauer and then the Hercules and then all the others. And the quality's just gone through the roof, and we've got to hear all the tool fanboys screech and screech and screech because no, Harbor Freight can't be that good. And then time after time they are. But at this time, I got to say, I'm pretty pissed at Harbor Freight. Now, we're going to talk about the U.S. General line. Now, we know the original U.S. General line was a classic. The Series 2 was a fantastic upgrade. But the Series 3, they just knocked it out of the park. The slate gray color looks amazing in person. 72-inch by 22-inch deep, triple bank roll cabinet. Fantastic options, all the colors available. Then they rolled it out to the 56. Again, you could get a classic red or whatever you want. They had the 42, which is an amazing home gamer size. They even the full bank, they had all the colors there in the full bank. And then they even came out with the plum crazy purple. This is driving everyone crazy with the plum crazy purple. Just the color options are insane. Now, of course, on my triple bank, my 72, of course, I had to go all white. I have it on the all white on the 72. I have the 44 here I have the 72 at the shop. I have the 42 here in the studio, and then also back at the shop, I have this. I have the service cart, the single drawer service cart, and of course, I got it in the proper color, in white. But it's all chromed and stuff, and it's not Series 3. And we were waiting. We're going to wait. What are they going to do with Series 3? Well, like the 5 drawer, there's not much they could do, but at least they could black it out so it all matches, right? And I've been waiting for that so I can get my prime imperial color looking cart going. And it's time. They finally released it. Here it is. Let me show you. This is the Series 2. Here's the Series 3 in the U.S. General Service cart. Boom. There it is. Look at that. You can get it in red. You can get it gray. You can get it black, blue, green, orange, or no white. What's going on? Harbor Freight. I feel like I've been personally attacked here. This is unacceptable. This is beyond the pale. Pun intended. This cannot stand. I'm calling on all of you out there to join me in a boycott. A 1-hour boycott of Harbor Freight tonight at midnight. We are going to refuse to shop at Harbor Freight for 1 hour tonight at midnight. Join me in this. Hit the thumbs up. Put a like down there. Put a comment saying midnight boycott at Harbor Freight tonight. And we're going to let our anger roar. They're going to hear it all the way in Calabasas. Seriously, dude. No white? Why? Why would you have white and everything else, and then in the single drawer you get rid of it? Oh my gosh! I turned my back on you. This is... Who does that? I know. I'm going... Y'all think I'm going too far. Just... Oh, I gotta laugh or I'd cry. Who does this? U.S. General 30-inch one-drawer service cart, red, gray, black. You got the full murdered out look, but can we have white? No. How dare you want to match in your other service carts? Oh my gosh. It's just frustrating. Whose choice was this? All right. Anyway, well, I got you here and I'm wasting your time. Let's talk about some of the new items that have come out over at Harbor Freight. So they just launched this. This is the, finally, I've been waiting for this for the longest time. So, everyone talks about Hercules, and they're all the new brushless stuff and everything else. And Bauer has quietly been adding brushless tools. They had the brushless impact, which is brilliant. The brushless drill driver, which is fantastic. But I'm like, where's the brushless hammer drill? It's just been this like really glaring odd man out that there's no hammer drill in brushless. You know, you got to have the triumvirate of power there. You got to have the impact, the drill, and the hammer drill. Well, here it is. The hammer drill's finally out. It's tool only at $50, which for a brushless half-inch hammer drill seems to be a pretty good deal at that. So if you're in the Bauer line, this is definitely the one you've probably been waiting for. And then check this out. Oh my gosh, Bauer is stepping up with the scroll saw. Now they have other scroll saws, and they have for years. They had this little thing. It used to be in green. They repainted it to the Central Machinery, monotone colors, the grayscale, if you would. And I had the original green one. You can go back in my old videos. You can see it in my shop. I never did a video on it for some reason, but I just, you know what it was? I bought it because when for you younger folks, this is going to come as a real shock. In school, back in the olden days when there were dinosaurs, after I parked my dinosaur, my first class of the day was shop class. And one of my favorite things was working with the scroll saw. We did a bunch of work with it. And, we built all sorts of stuff in shop class. I know you have to ask your grandfather, some older person there who lived in the ye olden times, as my kids would say. Anyway, so we had stuff like this. And when I built up my shop in my garage, I decided hey, I want to get one. I don't know what I would use it for, but I knew I wanted one. So I picked up the Central Machinery, and it was decent. And you get good blades for it. You get it set up. You get it tuned right. And that's the thing with any kind of stationary equipment. I know people are used to miter saws that are made for job site stuff. They buy a job site equipment, and they're and it just works and it goes. Yeah, but traditional stationary tools have to get tuned. And that's just all there is to it. There's going to be some fine adjustments and stuff. That's why, all the way up to table saws. You should never run a table saw straight out of the box. You really got to get it set up, check all your levels, your angles, everything. It's a big thing. Anyway, point is, $109. It's a decent little scroll saw. I was not expecting this. This is incredible. This is a beautiful scroll saw at $250. Now, I know that they're OEMing it from someone else. I'm pretty sure I've seen this style of scroll saw before. Let's go take a look real quick. So they compare it here. They compare it here to the DeWalt DW788. And let me pull that up here real quick for you. So this is the 788. And you're looking at, it's similar. They're both a larger, this is a 20 inch versus the 22 inch. It's $600 versus $250. But honestly, I looked at this and I'm like, that doesn't really look like it. And let's be honest, as I said, they're probably OEMing it from someone else. So I'm sure I've seen it around. So I looked and I was like, that looks a lot like the Rikon. And sure enough, if we look at the Rikon, other than the handle and the side, it's almost an exact match. You look at the striping there on the head, the little cover plate back here, the adjustment knobs underneath. You look at it, it's almost the exact same thing, just in a different color palette than the Rikon, which at $600 for the Rikon versus $250 is going to piss off a lot of Rikon owners. Just again, the joy of vertical markets, Harbor Freight, because they're completely integrated. They can sell stuff for cheaper. Anyway, so and then the other one is I thought maybe Win has one. Win's got a 21 inch. It's $375. How did they do this? $249. That's good. Oh my gosh. It's going to tick off a whole bunch of people at that price. Anyway, as far as other new stuff, they've got the wet dry vacuum crevice kit, the 12 amp hour battery. If you haven't seen that's out. Yeah, 12 amp hours for $135. They got the other vacuum kit. They have now full kits. Look at this 6-tool combo kit. If you missed out on this, the drill, the impact, the multi-tool, the circ saw, and the blower, plus a flashlight, battery, and charger. All of that for $200. Can you imagine when that goes on sale? Oh my gosh! But that said, let's look at the coming soon. The brushless hammer drill, we just saw that. New variable speed jigsaw. We did see the other one was getting clearanced out, so that's not news. Pressure washer coming. The benchtop bandsaw, that's got to be exciting. But the one that I'm waiting for is, ba-boom, 14-inch stationary wood cutting bandsaw. That is, and we got the scroll saws we've seen before. The benchtop joiner, we already exposed that. We did. Did you not know there's a benchtop joiner coming? Because we leaked that like a month or so ago. If you're not subscribed, you don't get all the latest Harbor Freight insider information. We got tons and tons of insiders over at Harbor Freight who get us all the secret information, the AKA Agent Deep Freight, as we like to call them. So you got to get subscribed if you want to know what's really going on over at the Freight. But that stationary bandsaw, that is incredible. Let's take a look over here. So they do have a bandsaw. And let me pull it up here real quick. So the bandsaw that they've got is this one right here. As far as 14-inch one. This is the old school. Everyone in Taiwan copied this. You could buy anybody's and all the parts were interchangeable. There were extensions you could get to lift it up another 4 inches. I did way back when I did a video. I refurbished the original rigid version, compared it to one of the higher end Grizzly ones. Grizzly makes a fan-freaking-tastic bandsaw. All right, and I've said it for years. $400 clearance price is kind of sad because that used to be the average price, because the deal way back in the day was you get a 25% off coupon, you could get this for $300. Same with, I think it was the 17-inch drill press. Based on the silhouette that we can see here, that straight line, that's going to be the new updated version. So no longer the rounded corners, everything else. It's a better, more integrated cabinet kind of structure. Apparently it's more rigid. I'm excited. I love bandsaws. I don't do enough woodworking with them really to justify them these days, but I'm excited to see it because it's a product that I know well and I like using. So next up, we've got the Hercules. If you haven't seen this, I posted about it. The 12-gallon OSHA compliant dust extractor. That's big news. Significantly cheaper than about any other extractor that's in that similar kind of price range out there. As far as other new stuff coming from Harbor Freight, dust extractors there. The brushless jigsaw that we've all been waiting for. Now, if you don't know, so what happened was I showed a couple years ago a cordless jigsaw for Hercules at SEMA. And a lot of people are excited. They've been waiting for this. They're in the Hercules line. Where's our jigsaw? And it never showed up. Well, here's what happened was it got all the way to final testing, and the head of the Hercules department was like, no, this does not meet my expectations of what I feel we're trying to present to our customers of what Hercules is. This doesn't meet Hercules standards. So they scrapped it. And it sucks, but at the same time, you got to give them kudos for being like, no, this isn't up to the new level that we've set. We're not going to put out garbage and just slap a name on it just to make a buck. So kudos to them for it, but hopefully we can see the new one is coming out soon-ish. I'm gonna guess if I had to roll the bones on it, I would say January. But I will say this: they've been beating my expectations lately. There's no way. Once they've said many times that hey, it's going to happen, sometime around November, December. I'm like, everyone takes off for Thanksgiving, and then people are gone for Christmas. It's never happens. So it either has to land in October, early November, or it's not going to land until January, early February. And then the other thing is the brushless compact bandsaw. I think that's like a even smaller. They already have the brushless bandsaw. This is going to be a compact version of it. So that's exciting. Let's see. We got the Icon refrigerant leak detector. That's kind of cool. $169.99 on that. We got the new Icon T10 comprehensive diagnostic scanner. And when they say comprehensive, they mean comprehensive. This thing has tons and tons of features. Maybe I'll do a video covering all the features on it, but this is definitely a professional level scanner. This is not for the average DIYer. You could be a super serious guy who's like really hard into your hobby, in which case, hey, you do you. But this is made for the professional tech who really wants to get serious about diagnostics. And then also we've got the manifold refrigerant set, and that's for the R134A, and then we have for the R1234YF, we've got the same thing. And then lastly, we've got the Master Ball Joint Universal Joint Press set, 20 piece there in the Icon for $200. There you go. There's your your tool update today coming at you from Harbor Freight. Yeah, it was a little bit of tongue in cheek, but I'm like, why no white? Who does that? Everything else in the US General Series is white. The old cabinet, I have the old cabinet, bought it with my own money. It's white. Hopefully I'm hoping it's like a typo or something. Somebody fixes it. So anyway, join me tonight at midnight. Boycott. Refuse to go in the store. Refuse to buy anything at midnight tonight. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.